We tried our best. No, we did not try our best.
Yeah.
Like at the end, we should not say, I wish we could have done this.
Yeah.
No, there is no wish. So let's do everything we can. And we didn't think about how much money is going to be spent because that's about reputation, that's about commitment.
This is The Fighting Entrepreneur, the podcast dedicated to entrepreneurs looking to change the world. Learn how to start, build, and scale a business in today's highly competitive business environment. Here's your host, The Fighting Entrepreneur, Anik Singal.
What's up, you crazy fighting entrepreneurs? It's your favorite person in the world, Anik Singal, and I'm back with another episode of The Fighting Entrepreneur. And today, I've got two fighting entrepreneurs in the ring with me here live at the Lurn Center. And you know what? We have so much to talk about that I don't even have a title for this episode yet. I almost always title the episodes beforehand, but this one I'm going to wait till the end to see where this conversation goes. And the best part is, this is the first time ever, ding, 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 this is big news, that I am going to actually do an episode where I build the rounds as we go. Because I have been working with these two for months now, months and months, and I've gotten to know them for almost over probably a year now.
Yep.
And I just have so many things we can talk about. So then I was struggling to figure out which topic, and they're all like you'll see, it's all over the map, okay? And then I just decided, man, I just want to bring all the goods to every listener of the Fighting Entrepreneur podcast. So we're just going to hit all of it and we'll see where we go. Thank you, first of all, for being here, Shahzad, Rinay. You flew in all the way from Toronto to do this, and I really appreciate that. I would shake your hands, but it's too far away, so we'll just do an air high five right here. Thank you for being in. I do want to tell a little story about them before I bring them on. I met them last year. They came to our Learn Masters event, and it was just one of those things where you immediately hit things off. You can tell when we have events, you can just tell the students that are just they're gonna take off. And it's from the demeanor, it's from their action. But it turns out they were tricking us because they had already taken off. They were doing amazing big things, but they were actually at Masters kind of to spy on us, to see how the event was, what Learn is, who we are, how we are, because they intended to potentially recommend us to their existing audience that they already have in Canada. So for those of you who are listening saying, why is Anik talking so much about Canada lately? It's because of these two. So that last episode I did where we said how we made $212,000 in sales in Canada was hosted by Shahzad and Rinay. They're the ones who hosted me there that I flew back. And this is how the business relationship side of it started, right? They came to me one day. I even spoke about the two of you on this recent episode where I talked about how to build relationships. And I talked about how both of you did some kind of voodoo mind Jedi trick on me because I don't speak at events. Okay. I say no to everybody. The last event I spoke at was Grant Cardone, almost 10,000 people. That's how he got me. And when these two came to me, I don't know what, I said yes. There was something going on. And after I said yes, I remember going home and telling my wife, who they've gotten to know now, and we've all become very good friends. And I said, I'm going to Toronto to do an event. And she goes, what? Like Learn's doing an event? I said, no, I'm speaking for someone else. They're having me at their event. She goes, but you never do that. And I said, yeah, I don't know how I agreed to it. But I said, well, I already agreed now, so I can't get out of it now. And that led to its own journey. We're going to talk about that today. And that's probably where we're going to start because it wasn't all roses. I mean, we had some challenges.
Yes.
And you guys went through them like fighting entrepreneurs. And I really want to hear what you did because I think a lot of our audience can learn from it. Shahzad and Rinay have built a real estate empire. They've built an online empire. These guys have built multiple companies, multiple teams all over the United States, even though they live in Canada, a team in Canada. They are great leaders. They are incredibly successful. They have multiple companies in multiple different industries. That, to me, is the definition of a fighting entrepreneur. So it's really an honor to have you here. I have now worked with you for months, and I have been nothing but just absolutely impressed. And I want to say this because I don't think I've said this to you, and I want to say this publicly in front of everybody. The number one thing that impresses me the most and that I appreciate the most about the both of you, it's a rare find. You are men of your words. Like what you say, you will do. And that is so hard to find. Because I've always honored myself about doing that. But one of the complaints I've always had is that not enough people around me. I give people my word. I live up to it. They never live up on their side. And so, excuse my language, but we get screwed over so many times in the world of business. And then you and I have been talking and we've come to realize, man, we both have had the same type of experiences with various people. Yeah. And so I just want to say a small story, like a small part of how I came to know they're men of their words. we were going to do this event in Canada. So I put forth a challenge in front of you, and I said minimum 200 people in the room that pay for a ticket to be there. That's the minimum I will before I fly. And I'm a lazy person, so I don't like to move around a lot. And then, of course, both my flights to Toronto, I came close to like losing my life. So I was like, it's got to be at least that. And they said, hey, no problem, right? We'll do it. So it's okay, great. So let's start going. Now, it was only about a month before the event. We're having problems. Facebook ads are not really, Facebook's being Facebook. Facebook, if you're listening, stop being a pain in everyone's butt. Yes. They're just like the cleanest ad. The ad got to the point of being so stupid boring. It was like a picture of me saying, come see me. And they're like, nope, disapproved. Yeah. And so it's looking a little scary at that point. And so the thought came through my mind. I thought, man, should we cancel? But I never told you guys that. I just said their event, I gave my word. If they run an event, if it's got 15 people, I will show up. I will do. I just won't ever do an event again with them. But I will show up for the one I promised. And we had a call. Remember, it was about 3 weeks before. It was a slightly panicked call. I said, guys, what? And you said, it was Rinay, I remember. He said, we're not canceling. 200 people will buy a ticket and will be in that room. And I thought, I like the spirit, man. That's a fighting entrepreneur. And I remember when I got there and we came into the room and the event was there and the room was filled and you told me, Rinay, you said 206 people. Yes. And that was when I said, no matter how this event goes, no matter how much money we make together or don't make together, I'm doing more business with you guys. Because you're a man of your words. And, I could sit here and talk about how many millions you've made and how many millions you have, but honest to God, that's the best introduction I think I could give for the both of you. And so everyone listening right now, you're about to learn a ton and listen to these guys because they're great guys to listen to. So thank you again for being here. Now, you guys ready to get grilled?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having us, Anik. And it was a pleasure. We're representing Canada here.
Of course.
We have the flag, and
I starting to feel like I am Canadian, to be honest with you. While they're here right now, Lurn Masters is going on in the room next door in our lecture hall, which is, of course, our awesome event that we do 4 times a year that just changes lives left and right. It's so intense. And there's like 20 Canadians more, maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I think more than that. More than 20. Yeah.
They all came. They're all part of their gang. They came down. There's big Canadian flags everywhere. It's Canada. Canada is in right now in the Lurn Center. It's awesome. I love it. I want to get started. I want to dive right into round number 1. And I have an interesting question I've been meaning to ask the both of you, and I've never asked the both of you. So round number 1, I'll ask it, okay? All right, round number 1. How the heck did the two of you become business partners? What's the story behind you guys being business partners? Because you make a very, very good partnership. The more I've worked together, it's the yin and the yang. You've got it down. But how did this come to be?
Well,
sure.
If you don't know, we are realtors as well.
Okay.
So we are in real estate business. And I got my real estate license in 2007. And the first company I joined was Century 21. And while I'm in the office, I met Rinay. And if you know Rinay, you cannot pass him by without, like, you just want to get by and he will stop you, say hi to you, talk to you and everything. Like he is, he's very lively person. He's extrovert. He will never leave someone alone. So that's how we met. And, I don't know, Rinay is one of those person who he can build trust very, very quickly. And we started working together and we were not partner at that point. We were just friends.
Yeah.
We were just friends. And we started working and we switched our brokerages. So I went somewhere else and he went somewhere else. And after probably a year or so, and during even this time, we are meeting together, we are going for lunch, sometime dinner, or discussing whatever is happening in our lives. And after a year or so, he came to my brokerage and we started working again.
Okay.
At that point, we said, how about if we create a team? So it's Rinay and Shahzad team kind of thing. And that's how we met. And while that real estate selling, buying is long time. I mean, we have teams now who are working in this area. We don't do it ourselves. But now we have built this new company, which is Elite Training Pros. And we have been teaching people about real estate and all of this stuff. And since then, we never turned back. Actually, it's funny to say we never have a signed contract yet. And we have been partnered for 12 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we met 2007 when we met. Yeah. And like you said, so he's a shy guy. He's an introvert. So, and he was sitting there and at the desk in his office. So I said, this guy looks like a new agent, new broker at the time. So I just went in and introduced myself, said hello to him, and then we started talking, and then we hit it off from there. And then 2007. Since then we kept in touch, and we have done a lot of deals at that time together. And then like you said, we built our team together now, who's taking care of real estate in Canada.
That's incredible. But one of the things I take away from that story, right, is it's so organic. And I love that. Yeah. Because a lot of people who I have struggled with business partnerships, to be very frank. I, at one point a few years ago, decided I didn't want to do any more business partnerships. They always start great. You know, it's like the honeymoon period. They're amazing. And then they just, at some point, man, they go south. And they go south fast. They
Big
go
time.
Really fast, right? You can't recover. And I've had some doozies in my life. And so when I started building Lurn again about 6-7 years ago, I went out of my way. There were a couple people that had owned some equity in Lurn. I bought them out. I said, nope, I want a clean slate. I want to own Lurn. And now it's different. Where, you know, eventually we're going to offer employees some stock. That's different, right? That's a different kind of partnership. But being partner, 50-50 or something like that. And I realized one thing, and you guys prove it right, is that I would go out seeking a business partner, right? So that's almost like they say, you know, if you're out seeking something, you're chasing something, you're gonna have to chase it. It's gonna run from you, and you're gonna push. It's not gonna. You're gonna bend the rules. You're gonna make exceptions, and then all the things you should be seeing, you won't see because you're so attached to the idea. I have to have a business partner. I have to be business partner with this person, and then other than that, it's like organic. When it just, you guys became friends at work, you started working together at work, and then, you know, even when you went off in your own different lives with your own different families and everything, and then somehow, because you guys enjoyed working together, it somehow led back. And I'm sure in 2007 when you met, within the first 15 minutes, you didn't say, hey, let's start a company together one day.
No.
Not at all.
Probably weren't even thinking about that.
It took a couple of years actually. Before we started, we said, okay, let's work together. And Anik, this is something I always talk about. And in any relation, whether it's a spouse or business partner or something, trust is number one.
Yes.
And when we don't have trust, nothing will work. So, and most of the time, people are worrying about money. He's going to take my 50%. I'm working more. He's working more. And that's where you're already thinking negative because you're thinking about money. So when you take money out of your equation and you just think, okay, how are we going to build a successful company and how can we impact people and all those things, this money part will go away. So I never thought about money as far as I know, and Rinay never thought about money. And one of the most important thing, and this is proven, if you want to know a person, travel with them. Travel with them. Travel with them for, let's say, 2 days or 3 days. You will get to know them inside out, the way they behave in different situations. At night, when they're going for dinner, when they're like getting up in the morning, what their behavior is, what their attitude is. How would they care about you when you're hungry? Would they take food first or would they think about you also? Like, it's amazing how many things you would know about them. And then second test is give them money and see if they return you back or ask for money. Like, these are a couple of things.
I like that.
I'm telling you, this will just
when
open.
When you say give them money, like invest or loan them money, or
Loan
just like
them.
literally just give $1,000 to the
loan
person?
Loan them and see if they return you back without asking you. Right?
Man,
so
that makes me so uncomfortable right there. I'm like, most people won't give it back.
that shows the character. So that shows the character.
Yeah.
So now, if I'm in trouble, if I'm going through some tough time, which I did actually, I want to say this. I mean, this is something which I don't want to hide. I went through a very tough time in my life where I did not have the money to pay for my mortgage next month. And so I still remember it was June, and the July I didn't have money to pay for the mortgage. and I have no resources. My all credit cards line of credit are just maximum, like they're full. And I'm the person who never asked money from anyone. Like this is something, being the elder of my siblings, I have always given. I have never asked. And this guy is asking me what happened, and I'm saying, this is happening. And then next thing I know, he brought me a bank draft without asking. He gave me a bank draft. He said, just keep it. And I mean, that tells a lot about a person.
Yeah.
And no matter what happens, I mean, but that particular incident I will never forget. And that happened after, when we started thinking, okay, we'll work together and all that. It's not that it happened before and that inspired me to be a partner. No, we were already partners. And we used to go and throw flyers at home and wearing caps, and it's all, sweating. We're going and stopping in the morning somewhere and throwing flyers at different houses. We're going like how many stairs we went through.
Like
So-
more than 20,000 states.
You have a bond of sweat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So
I know.
so
That's amazing.
So he's. I mean, I can say so many good things, but really that was the main thing: trust and the character.
Yeah.
That inspired me, and we never think about it anymore.
It is amazing because that same quality has remained in the both of you, and I want everyone who's listening to hear this. So the Singal Foundation is a foundation that I started, and we've, my wife and I have now given over $600,000 of our money to it. Very blessed to be able to do that. We've built 8 schools in India. We've adopted 2 villages in East Africa. We're now building a hospital for a village, a remote village. Very expensive. We're contributing to it, I should say. So amazing projects. And only this year we decided, hey, we're going to start raising money publicly. We want to do more and faster. So we have a beautiful website coming out very soon. Compliments of my wife's really hard work, and I cannot wait to announce it. And you guys just keep constantly giving money to it. I don't even have a way to really, well, we have a way to take it, but they just bring cash. They're like, hey, take this for the foundation, and the amount of trust that you give me, right? Like it's amazing to know that you just give me cash. Like most people, you cannot just trust them with cash. But in our case, go straight to the foundation. Now you get pictures later of the kids that you've sponsored, and so that's carried in. I love it, and I love the partnership you've created. I love the good you guys are doing. And so what I really want to do now is pivot, and I want to see the wonders that have come from this partnership, because we talked yesterday for about 2 hours almost. It was supposed to be like a half an hour meeting.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, right?
Yes.
We talked about how you guys have built these teams, which mystifies me. Building teams is hard. It's a struggle of mine. It is not easy. And I don't enjoy it all the time. I'm being very honest, right? People are difficult. And you talked about how you have remote teams, team in Florida, team in Ohio, team in here, and God knows, team in Pakistan,
Yeah.
Yes.
right?
Yep.
And I'm scratching my head. I'm like, I got 2 teams and I cannot handle, but I want to talk about that. But before we even go there, I have an even more deeper question I want to ask you guys. So this is, we're going to bounce around everywhere. Okay, everyone? So
All
now,
right.
the next round I want to do is these rounds are all going to be actually little mini courses. Okay, so everyone get excited. Round number 2, I believe now, and I made this, I said this in the episode a couple weeks ago, or whenever this releases, a few weeks ago. I talked about this. I am adding live events back to my business model. I missed not doing it. It was a big mistake. When I quit 12 years ago, I was burned out. I should have revisited it. I enjoyed myself in Canada. It was fun. It was fruitful. It was prolific. It was great for the company, great for everyone.
Great.
So students and everything. So I came away from that and I said, I love that energy. That was an endorphin rush. I want to do that again. And but I'm still baffled by how you filled the room. And I didn't really ask you. I kind of asked you, but you gave me a little bit of an answer. Well, we were all too busy moving at that point to really discuss it. I want everyone who's listening right now, all you entrepreneurs, listen up. Ready? I want you to highly consider what an impact a local event could do to your business. If you're a financial planner, if you're a mortgage broker, if you run a contracting business, if you are an accountant, if you're a digital marketer, if you run a rose gardening business, imagine if 50 people in one room, what impact that could have on your business. And I'm telling you right now, without you even having to think about it, it's going to have a deep impact. I challenge you to do it. Now, the next question that would be left for you is, okay, I can announce an event. How do I get people to the event? So that's gonna be round number 2. You know what? Oh my God, we forgot.
Forgot that.
We forgot the oath. Purvak, you can't let me forget the oath.
Don't worry about it. Without oath.
No.
We're gonna do
All
the oath.
systems halt.
Halt.
All systems
We're gonna
halt.
hold now.
All right.
Let's do the oath.
Raise your right hand.
Right hand.
All right, and repeat. Well, now I got 2 people. How do I do this? All right, just say your name at the part. I
I,
I,
Shahzad
Rinay Shahzad,
Ahmed,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
to tell the truth,
to-
nothing but the
to tell the truth but nothing.
To tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
To tell the
And
truth
nothing-
but nothing but the truth.
But the
Okay. And reveal all of my business secrets.
And
And
reveal
reveal
all
my
of our
business
business secrets.
Excellent. All right. Whew. You almost got by there. I've never done one episode without the oath. Man, I'm off my game today. All right. All right. Round number 2. Guys, spill the beans.
So, great question. This is a question a lot of people ask. Basically, like you said, having an event, local event is amazing, but the question is how you fill the room, right? That's the big thing. So I remember I cannot forget that day when you picked up the phone and called me, right? It was only three weeks left.
It was
Little under a month.
Yeah.
And then Shahzad was you in a meeting at that time. And then I answered the phone. So you calling? He said, guys, we have a problem here. Because at that time, our Facebook marketing was not taking off.
Yeah.
And we had I think 80? Only
80,
Yeah.
85 people. Yeah.
80, 85 people.
And that
from-
was not from Facebook. So where did
Yeah.
those 80, 85 come from?
Those were from our list.
Our list.
Yeah. So just so everyone knows, you've done multiple events in the Toronto area and you have a local student database, right?
Right.
So for everyone listening right now, if you start doing events one after the other, after the other, after the other, you'll slowly build a list of people who come and it'll grow over time and it will get to a point where, it'll be big enough that, hey, 80. I mean, if we have 200 goal and you sold 80 seats already, that's 40%.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Just without any work, just sending email to the list.
Yep.
So that's how the 80 got there. But now you still had 120 more to go.
Yes.
So, okay. back.
So when you called, that was like basically someone has dropped a bomb, basically, right? Because time was of the essence, and
Yeah.
you said, guys, Rinay, Shahzad, we need to make this happen, and we were also worried. We realized that because at the time we were just doing it, right? We were going with the flow, and being an entrepreneur, you're fighting basically. You're trying to move ahead and not realizing, like not looking at the matrix right now, the numbers, and then when when you called, they said, wow. So guess what happened? I text Shahzad basically, kind of quote, right? We have another thing when we do it. I said we need to talk, and then we told our assistant Sonia that we are and our staff we are having an emergency meeting because and also our marketing guys so we went to the boardroom, closed the doors, and I told.
So hold on, pause. I have a question. So before my phone call, what was your feeling? Were you thinking, okay, fine, we'll let it be, whatever we can get in the room? Or was it just that you were so busy in all the business and all that, it didn't click until I called?
No, what happened is, if you remember, the Facebook guy
Yeah.
who was doing it, he had sent us an email saying we are having some issues.
Yeah.
But we didn't think that he will say, well, I'm raising my hand, I give up, I'm not doing anything.
So you were thinking this will turn on
He's-
any day.
yeah,
now.
he's
Okay.
going to fix it, and then
Yeah.
it like 4 or 5 days gone by.
Yeah.
And then finally we said, we'll talk to you.
Yeah.
And when he spoke with you, it seems like this door is closed. There is no other, like this guy cannot start anymore.
Yeah.
And then we realized we are in real trouble. I mean, we never thought that we are 3.5 weeks away and this thing will shut down and say nothing can happen.
Yeah.
And that we never thought, actually.
I've still never had
and
that happen.
remember,
Yeah.
we always talked about it. Then most of the tickets are sold in last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And the most tickets are sold in last few days. So that was our mindset, and we were doing all those little things, working with our list and all that. But our main goal was this Facebook, which you introduced in the beginning of this podcast, and so that call with Rinay just basically that was like a bomb to us.
Yeah.
And really, I mean, I wouldn't lie, he wouldn't lie. It was like you kind of, what is happening? Like, you feel hot inside, what is going to happen? Your mind's going like everywhere. You're thinking, you're bringing Anik to Toronto. He's coming very first time. he trusted us because we told him, student, no matter what happens, we need to bring people. This show is not going to be canceled.
So let me tell you something. This is really interesting because this is the first time I'm hearing behind the scenes. Let me explain how the call went with Rinay though. I said, Rinay, how many seats? 80. I said, okay, what's gonna happen? Oh, no problem. I said, really? Yeah. No, don't worry. I said, well, Facebook's not working. We're not able to turn it on. I don't know what else to do. Yeah, that's okay. No problem. We have shows coming up. We have this. We're not worried about it. So we'll get 200, 100%. There will be 200. Don't worry. The event's not getting canceled. We're good. I honestly walked away. I was like, okay, all systems ahead. I had no idea of it. So this is good, right? See this?
Yeah.
This is great for us to learn. Like, if you are having a panic attack in your mind, don't tell your clients about it or whoever.
No.
Do it and pick up the hustle. Call the emergency meeting. Stop what you're doing. Call a war room. Oh, this is cool. I'm enjoying the story. So please.
This
go
is
ahead.
what we did. So we had events booked, right? So
Yeah.
what we did, so we got our team working on trying to find all the events, local events, like business expos and business startup shows. They were going on in Toronto. So we basically booked all of them. And sometimes we were double booked. So Shahzad will go take the team, we split into two, one side, and then I'll go to another one to promote your event.
Mhm.
And that's how we got the tickets sold too. So that was, we knew, like Shahzad said, we didn't know the complexity of the Facebook ad was not working.
Yeah.
So when the Facebook ad specialists said that we are having issues, but we did not know the extent of the issues
Yeah.
till we talked to you that the ads were not getting approved and everything. So, but we came around that too. We got going with that too, and we did end up selling some tickets, right, from Facebook too.
So how many tickets did you end up selling? So let's step back real quick before we go back to Facebook. So you booked these business expos because you told me, I think at that time you were like, we have 3 events coming up.
Yeah,
How do I find these? Are they going on in all cities? Like right now, I'm in the DC area. I don't know about any of these. How do you
they
find
should
these
be
events?
going in all cities. Most of the cities they have this.
Is there a website?
If you Google business expos in Maryland or business shows or exhibitions or something, it
okay.
will come. I mean, you will have plenty of shows. The only thing you have to do, you have to go into each and every details and see who is coming. So, for example, in our case, we were looking for entrepreneurs. So we have to go to business shows, not a bridal show, right? So, so we need to understand which category we are
Your
looking for.
demographics.
Now,
yeah.
when we had this event, we already had, I think, 1 or 2 shows already booked.
Three shows were
3
booked.
shows booked. But when we had this call, we went bigger.
We
We said, okay, you know what? Even we have these days left, we need to book every single thing. In fact, one of the shows was 1 hour and 45 minutes away from our Toronto.
Wow.
And we said, we'll go. The place called Hamilton. And now some of the shows we know will produce results, and some of the shows we just want to go.
So when you say you're at a show, it's like a booth.
It's like a
Right,
booth.
yeah.
You have a booth, couple of you standing at the booth, everyone's walking by,
Yes.
and you're talking about your company,
Yes.
selling ticket to the event.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
how many did you sell that way by having booths?
So think it this way: in some shows, 0.
Okay.
Like no one wants to buy.
Wow.
So the quality of those people were bad,
Yeah.
absolutely bad, and some of them we were able to sell 25, 26.
Okay.
Right. So this is how with 6 or 7 shows we were able to pull 120 or something.
So in this case, then quite a few of the people at this event did not know you.
No.
So let me ask you this, because the buyers that we got, the people who bought, they're amazing buyers. I mean, I've gotten to know some of them. They're good, what we would call good buyers, because they're good students. They listen. They're not complaining. They have realistic approach to business. So is that just how Canadians are, or do are all the buyers people that knew you? Like of our 200 audience, it was really a portion of that 80 that bought. The others didn't buy.
No, but do you remember during the event I asked how many of you are seeing me very first time?
Yeah, it was a
and
lot.
more than half of the room says they're seeing us first time. So they were all strangers.
So a lot of the buyers that have even traveled here to this event, or a lot of the ones who bought the program, were a lot of them people who had no idea who you were?
It's a mix.
There was a
Mix.
mix. There was a big mix. I would say I would say 50%.
Okay.
60,
So
yeah,
good.
60,
So those
40,
those
yeah.
tickets did at least turn into sales and revenue
Yeah.
eventually.
It's, you see, we had shows booked because we knew this will produce results. But after the panic attack, we had to go the shows. We didn't even know what's going to produce. It's just we had to do it. We had no other
we had to
choice.
get your name out there,
Right?
and
So the lesson there is you had to start moving.
yes,
It didn't matter if the move would go bad or good. You just had to carry momentum.
yes,
You needed to create
create a
momentum.
momentum.
Yes.
Exactly.
And so many people, so many entrepreneurs end up not doing that.
Yes, they give up.
They give up.
Yes.
You see, it was easy. Oh, Facebook didn't work. I don't know. I mean, Anik, so sorry. We tried our best. No, we did not try our best.
Yeah.
I mean, we discussed this. We'll do everything we can. We'll like at the end, we should not say, I wish
Yeah.
we could have done this.
Yeah.
No, there is no wish. So let's do everything we can. And we didn't think about how much money is going to be spent because that's about reputation. That's about commitment. Okay.
We
I
are-
wish everyone in the world would just
Yeah.
think like that. It would help make the world a better place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
We get that a lot, like you said, and we were bringing you, and especially, and first time ever you coming to Toronto, and we have a reputation to live up to,
Yeah.
and we didn't. So when basically that call was a wake up call when we found out the Facebook now is not working. So we said, okay, we cannot rely us only on Facebook ads, but we need to do local events and then also affiliate marketing. We went out, reached out. Our assistants, the team was working hard, reaching out to people who we had done events before, and then they helped sell few
Yeah.
tickets too.
Yeah.
So I think 25 tickets, 30 tickets was sold that way too. So it's just you can say combination of going to trade shows, local shows, and affiliate marketing. It's also still works.
Yeah, boots
Yeah.
on the ground.
Yeah.
You just hit it hard in every direction. I can't help but wonder what would have happened if Facebook had worked the whole time.
Would have been easy more than 350.
Yeah, could have had
Yeah.
350
Yeah.
people in the
Easy.
room.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, Facebook. Thank you for not working with us,
Yeah.
which till this day is a mystery. So now I'll give everyone the background of that. Basically, I have a very good friend of mine, and he's very good at Facebook. He's helping me. He's run some of my campaigns.
He's ninja at
And
what he's
yeah, he's super good. He's great at design, copy, ClickFunnels. I mean, he's like this. And this guy, I would watch him. He's here at the Lurn Center. I would watch this guy till 10 at night, just stressing over this campaign. Every ad we launch gets declined. Every ad declined. Every ad declined. Then we add things. Then we did messenger ads, which doesn't even talk about the event. Doesn't even link to the event. Okay? Just to test it. It's like, hi, hello, I'm Anik. Click message. It was the stupidest ad. Declined. So at that point we knew something is just not going to resolve. That was when we said, okay, we've tried literally everything under the sun.
Yes.
It's not going to resolve. And we had to throw in the hat. And it still stings him till this moment. It stings him.
Yeah, we met him yesterday.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
met
It still
him.
stings him. He's
Yeah.
still like, what
He
the
was
heck
scratching
happened?
his head and
Yeah. It was,
We said, don't pull your hair.
but he was so stressed, just thinking they may think that I didn't do everything. I said, no, they'll know you did everything just from
Yeah.
the work that we've done. Okay, so but when we met then after the event was over and it was a huge success, we went to Starbucks, we were hanging out, and then you guys told me, hey, we were able to get Facebook turned back on from another company, and that like shook my ground. I'm like, what? It was like a big ego thing. Like, no way. So what happened? How did you do that? Like, how come all of a sudden Facebook was okay with it then?
well, I think it was just because we used a different account.
Different ad account.
Yeah, different
So you
account, yeah.
basically went to a different agency
Different
and
agency,
they
yeah.
put a new
Yeah.
ad account that had no history. So something got triggered in that ad account and was just
Could be,
looping
yeah.
declines.
No, the funny thing is that account that was declined, we didn't use that because we are coming into digital marketing or a
Online.
Facebook advertisement or online marketing. We haven't done our business with Facebook and all that.
Yeah.
So that account was pretty new.
Dormant,
like
yes.
we haven't hit that account so much. That was the first time, not first time. I would say second time where we were trying to use.
Yeah.
And something happened.
So here's the good news, right? So as we wrap up this round, everyone who's listening, you don't need to use Facebook ads
Yes.
to fill a room.
No.
If you don't want to use Facebook ads, we didn't. We tried. We failed, right? Like I'm using Facebook ads right now to fill a room we have coming up for an event on August 10th. 24 days to go. Way undersold, by the way. You know why?
Why?
Because the last 2 to 3 weeks, the ads just weren't getting up. They were not getting declined. It was just more of a team issue. We were having our own issues. We get them up. They weren't quite right. They weren't clicking well. So last night I sat down. We did a full revamp of the ads. Now in this ad account, luckily we don't have those issues. The ads get approved. But I realized 24 days to go. We have to sell a lot of tickets. But it's a different story because our ads are starting to do well now. So ads start to do well, okay, no problem. 24 days is a lifetime, right? Because as you said, most events, they get sold out in the last couple weeks, last few days when everyone buys. I hate that about people. But then I do the same thing. I'm going to an event this weekend. I bought that ticket like 2 days ago. Even though I was watching it for like weeks. So that's a good tip to know for everyone. If you announce an event and you're trying to sell tickets and you're a month, 2 months ahead, and everyone says you have to start talking about it months ahead. People need to hear it. People just okay. They need to hear it. It's like multiple times. But what happens is it's what's the word I'm looking for? Deflating. Yeah. Because the first month you'll be like, man, I've like sold 5 tickets. I need 50 people, 60 people. But then all of us just keep at it. And all of a sudden, those people you've been talking to, they start to buy. Yeah. Yes. And then momentum picks up. And then before you know it, 4 days to go to the event, you're sold out. Exactly. Yes. You know? Exactly. And so think about this. Announce an event for your business, your niche. Don't do 200 people. 200 people, you need a different kind of room, hotels, AV. 50 people. You can do it in a conference room. You can do 10 people. 10 people.
Yeah. Yes. Our first event, we had 11 people. Out of those 11, 9 of them were friends who I called them 3 times to make sure, please show up. Yeah. Right? So really, I mean, if anyone is watching, listening to this, think this way. You're not going to have 100 people in the room very first time. Yeah. You don't think that, no one knows you. Someone will show up. Yeah. And I learned something. Even if one person show, you have to use the same energy. What you were planning to do with 50 people.
Brendan Burchard's story, I was listening once. And he says that when he wanted to get into speaking, he hit the road and he would do 20 people, 22 people. And he said he would show up early. Grant Cardone, I was listening to him. He did his events. He was to show up. He said he was so cheap he wouldn't buy a mic, so he kept shouting. And he has lifelong damage now to his vocal cords. These are people who've become, now you look and they say, oh, these are big speakers. They started in rooms of 20, 30, 40 people. Yep. And by the way, I'm not asking you to do an event to become a speaker. I'm asking you to do an event to create some momentum in your business, in your local market. So even if you're a rose gardener, let's get 50 rose gardeners in a room locally in one room. Imagine what will happen to your business, the contacts, the network, and everything. So very powerful. I want to move on, guys, because so what happened is this is the series of stories. So I almost didn't want to give away this story, but since I practice full transparency with our listeners, I'm going to do it. I was so impressed. When I work with people, I never get overexcited too early. I test everybody, okay? And so we did this event, and you guys will remember, the last thing I said to you, and I got in the car, you were taking me to the hotel. And you were taking me back to the hotel. This was actually the second event. Second event. And this was when you had won me over. So they delivered on every single thing they said. And I asked about one of your main businesses that you had spoken a lot about, but I had not asked before this. I had not been willing to put any money into it. And that was your real estate business. You pulled up to the to the front of the hotel, and this was planned on my part. That was my active decision. I said, okay, I want to do more business with them. And I asked you, can you tell me more about the real estate business that you have and how I can buy properties through you and with you? And that was when you pulled out a nice impressive check someone had given you for a property, and you talked about it. And we all agreed, because no one's in a rush. We said, hey, listen, it's been a long day. We'll talk. And then it wasn't another 2 weeks till we got on the phone and talked. Yep. Yes. Because we let things happen organically. And now we're in a position where I'm genuinely wanting to buy multiple properties with you. And actually, the other way, I'm pushing now. I'm like, go find me properties. They're like, okay, we're going here. I said, no, go more places. Find quicker, faster. My wife was like, how long is it going to take? Shahzad said 6 months. She's like, 6 months? How about 6 weeks? How about 6 days? Like, but this is organic business growth, right? Did you have to pitch me?
Not at all.
You never pitched me. You delivered value. Now I'm asking you, how do we do more business together?
There is no, every time we try to push something, it doesn't happen. It doesn't work. Yeah. It doesn't work. And this is another thing I have learned, and we have learned. We are not here to sell. We are here to serve. Yeah. And if we understand this concept, it's easy. We are not here to make customers. We are here to make clients, because clients are for lifetime. Customers is one time.
I like that.
So basically, this model, this philosophy, has been working for us for a number of years, and it's so smooth. You never have to push anyone.
I love it.
And
I love
going back to the check that you mentioned, it happened that we had the event.
Yeah.
People who bought at the first seminar, and they came to the training workshop, and that's when you came, flew again with your team, and then we were dropping you to the hotel, and then at that meeting, our clients, they came with the check, because that the weekends are the only days they are available. So they came, and they, without any receipt, nothing, they just dropped out the check, because we helped them. We got them into real estate. Was 7 years ago, right?
6 years ago.
6 years ago, and we showed them how to pay down their mortgage, everything. So there was cash equity coming, and they're not business people, they're not entrepreneurs, they're working class, but they had the trust and faith in us. That's where it puts a lot of pressure on us, and basically gives us the power to go, because these people are trusting us. So that's when they dropped the check.
It was almost perfect. Like, it was almost like it was planted. So I turned around, I'm like, guys, so we don't talk about the real estate. They're like, here's a big check that we just got today. And I'm like, oh my God, that was like,
here's the date.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that was, but of course, I trusted. By this point, the trust was established, so none of that stuff mattered. Yeah. So let's talk about what you do, because we talked about it earlier. I never got it. Now I get it. Now I get it so well, I want to put a lot of money into it. And so I think our listeners would appreciate it too. So let's move into round number 3. Hey, before we get started, I just want to invite you to Lurn.com, Lurn.com. Listen, we're going to be putting 10 million entrepreneurs into this community so we can work together. We already have over 100 courses there. Go to Lurn.com, Lurn.com. It's free. It's absolutely free to sign up. A lifetime membership for free. We have 265,000 members right now. We're going to grow that to 10 million. You can either sit aside and watch us fly by, or you can join this movement. So I want to invite you again, Lurn.com, Lurn.com. Get your membership, log in, and start up-leveling your skills, and let's build our businesses together. All right? I'll see you inside Lurn, and now back to the episode. So round number 3, real estate. What do you do with real estate? This is crazy. Like, you guys create cash flow for people. It's just people come to you, they give you money, and then they have cash flow.
Yes.
Go. What do you do?
So everyone is busy. Everyone is busy. Yeah. And everyone wants to make money. Like, this is common all over the world. They're busy. Yep. They don't have time. They hate doing 2 jobs or 3 jobs. Yep. But they want to invest in real estate. But they don't want to deal with tenants. They don't want to go and repair. They are tired. They want to sit in front of TV and do nothing, but they want money. Right?
That's me. That's me right there. 100% agreed. Yes. So I take no offense, by the way. I'm happy to be that person.
So we said, what can we do to make things easy for people? And when you make things easy for people, you don't have to sell. People will come to you and say, we want to be in. So we have created a turnkey formula or turnkey business. We call it done for you, we call it turnkey, we call it hands-free, whatever you call it. But the idea is, you as an investor come to us, give us the check or bank draft. We don't accept cash. And, and then you start receiving your rental check. Anything between A to Z is done by us, which is buying the property, renovation, bringing the tenant, managing the property, and collection of those rent. And even if they leave, we need to bring the next tenant. So all the work is done by us and our team, and you as an investor have to worry nothing.
Now let me just put this disclaimer out. If you're going to start reaching out to them to buy property, they already promised me I come first. So
yes.
And I'm already.
That's a promise we did already.
Filling up next many months worth of searching.
Yeah, there is a code you have to provide to us.
No, but this is so. Let me explain the story behind it, because people will need to understand it. And if you're a fighting entrepreneur and you're listening, I promise you, without fail, in the coming months, you and I are going to spend a lot of time talking about real estate. Because for me, the light bulb went on just about a week ago. I have Tom Wheelwright as my accountant. This guy is one of the top accountants in the world. He's rich dad as accountant. Robert Kiyosaki's chosen accountant. He's been my guy for years. He's saved me millions of dollars. For years, he's been saying real estate, real estate. I'm like, yeah. Because when I think real estate, I think a few things. I think tenants.
Yes.
And I don't want to deal with tenants.
Yep.
I think people not paying rent, I have to evict them. I don't want to deal with that. I think repairing. I have this horror story in my head that a tenant calls me at 3 a.m. The roof is blown off. Now, what the heck do I do? Put tarp over it? I have no idea what to do at 3 a.m. I don't want to deal with that. And then people always say tax advantages. Tax advantages. Okay, fine. So I ignored it. Now, come a few months ago, I think it was like 6 months ago, I called you guys, right? With my wife, we got on the phone.
Yes, 6 months
and because I knew you did real estate. That's all I knew. I said they say the two words real estate a lot. So they do something in real estate. My wife and I decided we're going to buy some houses. We want to put our money to use and buy some property and yada, yada. I called them. And at this point, you know me. I know everything. I've done my research. I want to buy local real estate. I want to do this. And they're like, hey, listen, don't do any of what you just said. I'm like, oh, crap. What should I do? You have to find properties like this. And I'm like, but that sounds like a lot of work. I don't want to do it. Right? I didn't even ask them, like, will you do it for me? I just said, I don't want to do that. I want to do it my way. Thank God that as we went out into the journey for a couple months looking for properties in the local area, everything sucked. And I came to the end of it. I don't want to do any of this. Yeah. I don't want to put my money in, make 2% at the risk of 50%. So it makes no sense. Yeah. So we didn't do it. But then I got busy with Lurn, walked away up until again a few weeks ago where it bit me again to ask. And that was when I asked you guys and you said, listen, this is what we do. Mm-hmm. You don't have to look for the property. You don't have to repair the property. You don't have to manage the clients. You give us one time, you pay for the house, the property is in your name, and every month you get a check. That's the net check. Property management, everything is done by us. And I was like, no. Too good to be true. Yeah. Then we did the event. And I'm like, these guys don't seem to lie. Every time they say something, they do it. And that was when I asked. And then I called my accountant and I said, does this actually exist? He's like, yeah. I've been trying to tell you about this for years. I'm like, oh. And then I understood the tax advantages, and I finally understood it. And now I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Why am I even building Lurn? I should just be buying real estate. But I've gotten very excited about it. But it is truly an amazing service. You guys go out, do the hard work. You negotiate with governments. You find opportunities from private people. You buy lots of, you'll buy like a lot of like 20 properties, and you'll keep the ones you want for yourself. There's a few. The rest you make available to your... And I love your code. You said first, family, right? Second, team. Yep. And then third, friends. Close friends and key investors. Yes. Right? Your biggest investors.
You remember that.
What's that?
Oh, you remember everything.
Yeah.
You have a great memory, man. I got to give it to you.
I actually have a really crappy memory, by the way, if you ask my wife.
But you quote words which we said
because
3 months ago.
I pay very close attention to certain things. So I'm constantly reading people. So when we were first starting our relationship, I was very suspicious. And so I'm listening. I'm looking for code. I'm looking for value systems. I'm looking for consistency in your messaging. When you say something to me 3 months ago that I think is important, 3 months later, I want to see, are you consistent? Because if you weren't consistent, that means you were lying to me the first time. That was
just a made up,
Yeah. So when you said all of this, it caught my attention. And then yesterday when we talked about how you treat your team and you were revealing more value systems that were perfectly in line with what you had said to me 3 months ago or 2 months ago. So that is how I learned to connect with people and to risk. See, this all I only get this way because I've been screwed over so many times. Yeah, so I have to learn. I'm always reading between the lines, but I actually have a very bad memory. But I have an amazing memory for the things I care to remember. And things like this, people, when I meet them, I care to remember. So this is really cool. And I think that everyone should hear about the fact that there is opportunity for someone to take full advantage of the tax breaks, to get cash flow, to own property, to build a portfolio, to be able to buy multiple properties, but to have individuals that are out there like yourselves that'll do it for them. And you're buying single family homes, multifamilies, everything. Can you just tell our listeners who are interested and want to reach out to you and learn more about this? One, what is the minimum investment? Like, what do you usually like? Okay, without this much, listen, we can't really work.
So we're looking at minimum. It's full property. We're looking at what 50
50,000
50,000.
euros.
Can people buy a partial property with you? Can they put
Yes.
less? What's the minimum then if someone wants to just?
So let's say somebody wants to do a JV 50-50. So you put 25K.
Okay. But
So,
at least 25, right?
Yeah, 25. But we don't want to get into pooling money. We
It's
say
we
no.
don't.
Then it
So-
gets messy because not like two individuals, they're not the same. The thinking power,
Yeah.
the capacity is
You
not
just
the
have to
same.
deal with them then.
And we don't want people fighting. So that's our thing. If we have to do JV, we can put two people who are like-minded.
Yeah.
Right. Right now, even here in this room, there's one. Yeah, she has a JV
Okay.
with us. She's here, and there are a couple of investors here too.
Yeah,
Who
that's
have
great.
our golden couple. They have 5 properties.
Our number one priority is if we are looking for JV partner. By the way, if someone doesn't know, JV is joint venture partners,
venture,
right? So if you are looking for JV partner, we will try to see a partner who we know personally, their mentality, the way they behave, and all that, and this new person, so we know there will be no problem. And then if we don't find that kind of person, sometimes we do JV with them. So
Okay.
we know us ourselves,
Yeah.
and then we know the person. So in case if there is a thing happen, we can handle. So, and all of them are not accepted. We don't just take the money.
Yeah.
We don't wanna work with energy suckers.
Because you're partnering with them,
Yeah.
marrying them. So
Exactly.
yeah,
And
Because the property is under their name. We are not putting those properties under company's name or our corporation, or they're taking the share. They own the property.
So I want to summarize this because I realize we're already about 50 minutes in, and I've got so many more things to ask
Wow.
you guys still. So, in summary, here's how it works, everyone. First of all, let's respect their time. If you don't have at least 25 to 50,000, it's very difficult to get into real estate. But it's still possible. Now you have training on it, right? If someone doesn't want to invest with you right away, where can they go to just learn from you how you do all of this with real estate? Is there a URL they can go to?
They can visit our website, which is www.elitetrainingpros.com. It's ELITE trainingpros.com.
Okay, elitetrainingpros.com. They can get some real estate training there. Summary of it is this, and this is how I'm probably gonna, test things out. So you, basically, you get the property through them. They give you the one-time cost that's inclusive of everything: repairs, blah blah blah, setting up, turnkey. They put a person in there to rent. There's a property management company that manages it all. No one ever knows you even own the property. No one knows how to reach you. The tenant does not know you exist. They have to deal with the property management company. Every month you get your check, which is net. That's your net income, and you should be shooting for 6 to 10% ROI. So if you on your cash, if you put the whole thing cash on down cash, so there's much more there, but we're not going to get into that right now. Maybe in the future, as I start talking more about real estate, guys, I'd love to have you back.
Sure.
And we're going to do a
Sure.
full-blown real estate episode. But for now, I want to move into a couple more rounds. One thing that I mentioned at the beginning was, so yesterday during our 2.5-hour meeting, all of a sudden towards the very end, you brought the very end. You wait till the end. They're very good marketers, I think. Okay, they wait till the very end. They drop this little golden nugget that makes you walk away thinking, "Oh man, that sounds kind of neat. Like that's pretty cool. How'd they do that?" So they tell me, they said, "Hey, we love doing turnkey. We love doing done for you. We've been doing it for real estate. Now we're going to do it for Shopify." But of course, as soon as they said it, all the doubts in my head were like, "Well, Shopify, how can you guarantee out this, that?" Before you go there. We've been building it for a year. We've already proven it. We're already getting a lot of sales. We already have clients getting sales. I was like, man, these guys, you attack the hardest things done for you. So you're smart though. Everyone wants push a button, make money. You're actually inventing the button. So you've been spending time inventing buttons, which that's awesome. So they tell me this. And so I asked them, I said, how do you guys do, like, what the heck? You're real estate guys. What are you doing in Shopify business? They're like, we built a team, great team. I said, how do you guys do real estate? We don't. We have a great team. How do you do events? We have a great team. I'm like, what the heck is this team business? You have teams everywhere, and they're really good. It's not easy building a good team. I'm going to come back. We're going to talk about the Shopify thing because I want you to tell everybody what you're doing. It's a really cool opportunity for people. But let's go to round number 4. And in that, real short, 5, maybe 10, 5, 7 minutes top. I just want to know, how do you find people that are so good? And not even how you treat them. So how do you find them? Okay, so let's go to round number 4. Okay, teams. Let's use an example. You have a team in Ohio.
Yes.
You don't live in Ohio. You live in Toronto. You
Yes.
frequent Ohio. You go there. How the heck did you build this team in Ohio?
Okay, the process is almost same for any team wherever you want to build.
Okay.
Almost same is so. So we go to Mr. Google, right? And we say, Mr. Google, let us know which are the management companies are in Ohio. Let's say in certain areas.
Property management.
Property management company, right? So now we got 10, 15 names or whatever. So we told our assistant to call each and every single company and ask them if they can meet on certain dates or day with our owners. So for example, Renee and I are planning to go there on Saturday and Sunday or whatever the day. So we already decided which day we're going to go, and we will start this process almost 2 weeks prior to doing this. So now she's going to call and set up these appointments. Now, out of 15, probably 5 will never pick up the phone anyway. So you left with 10,
Yeah.
right? 10 out of 10, maybe 2 will say, well, I'm not available. We left with 8. I'm just giving you example, right?
Yeah, of course.
And then you go there, we have certain questions to ask from people. Our number one question, do you have an office? Because we don't want to work with people who are working from basement,
Okay.
right?
And there are
So-
quite
and there are people who are, and then second question is, are you licensed? Because if they're not licensed, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And so there's plenty of questions that we go with, and we have a format. And let's say we put the date, July, whatever, and this property management company, and this is the person who's meeting. So we have set up the time. Okay, meet with at 12 o'clock at our hotel. We're not going to go there.
Yeah.
And also we try to do it on a weekend, Sunday.
So
which
see
is-
how hard they work.
So because lot of
Yeah.
property managers or team, even contractors too, they will say, oh, we don't work on Saturdays, Sundays, weekends. So then you know, will this person take care of my properties? Because if the property management is basically 24/7 kind of a job.
Yeah.
Yes, they have to have teams taking care. But if someone says they're not flexible, they say, you know what, we don't work on weekends, then that's a red flag right there.
If
So
we are putting our time over the weekend,
Yeah.
why can't they?
Yeah.
Right? So that's actually he made a very good point. This is one of the things we think about when we're working with people, how hard they can work with us. If when I went through my education, and there was I was working with machines and everything while diploma. My teacher used to tell me, you need to clean before you leave, and then he'll come and he'll put his finger in a very small slot like this. See, you didn't clean it, right? So
Yeah.
that mentality has grown.
The
I mean,
mindset,
you need
yeah.
to work really thorough, and you are ready to work anytime, any day, anything. So he made a very good point. So we set up these appointments specifically on Sundays.
Okay.
Not even Saturday, sometimes Saturday, sometimes Sunday. Now, out of those people, a few people will not show up.
Wow.
They won't show up.
They won't show up.
call. They won't even email you, text you, nothing. They won't just show up, period. And so they're automatically gone.
Yeah.
They're gone because if they don't show up and they don't have the courtesy to even inform you,
Yeah.
then there are a few they'll email you or send you a message that sorry, I can't come due to whatever reason, but that's fine. So that's round one. Sometimes you end up, when you start with 20, then you end up with 2, right?
Yeah,
Two.
it happened to us.
And
It
the-
started with 20, end up with 2.
Yeah. And that's one round. So we do this couple of rounds. So that's one round. We meet with them. We, like you said, you were testing us
Yeah.
in the beginning. We have to do that. And with God's grace, I'm very good at that too.
Yeah.
So, which is a good thing. So
It's a good thing in business. You
It's a
have
great
to be able to
thing.
read people well. Yeah.
we read. So basically, he'll be asking questions. I'll be reading. So we get to that, and then if they qualify, if we feel that we have the synergy, we feel that they have the integrity, and the reason is because our investors, clients are giving their hard-earned money, their savings, just like the check we showed you.
Yeah.
These people's life savings is there.
Yeah.
Because they took money out from the house,
Yeah.
their home, equity lined. So we have to. That's why I tell my wife. He tells his wife, say, you know what, ladies, we have to do this because
So-
a lot of people are relying on us.
So question. So you have these meetings. You're looking for, but this property manager is technically they're their own boss, right? They have their own company. So how does that? Do they then?
Now we are coming to that
Okay,
point.
got it.
So now the first round is done, and they said we are this, we are that, whatever they can say.
Yeah.
We'll just write those things. Right? So then we'll say, okay. So next round is, so will you be available tomorrow in your office at 2 o'clock?
Okay.
So we'll ask them. So now they have said they have office.
wanna
Now
see
they have
it.
said, so we are coming to, it's 15 minutes only, 10 minutes. We're just going to go drop by, hello, hi to you, see how your office is, and we'll just leave. Nothing else. So now whatever they have claimed, now this is time to verify if they have really have the office, people.
And you know
all
what?
that.
This has happened. Because we do it. This is one second round. So sometimes we show up, they're not there. It has happened, and sometimes the office
Doesn't
doesn't exist there. One guy, it's amazing. Yeah, this guy, he talks so big and everything. And I told him, I said, something doesn't sit right with this guy. He said, okay. So we went there, and his office was closed. And he said he has a receptionist, his assistant, and he like.
It was
10
like a small office. I had to just peek in and said, like, what is this?
you know. So this and we don't tell the exact time we're gonna do. We're gonna say, okay, we're gonna drop between this time. We give them a window,
Yeah.
right? So that's important too. So this is a few tests, and then so this is one test to get second run of that, and then obviously we go to see the properties they're managing, and we also have a meeting with their staff.
Okay.
So we also go back.
So when we say you're building a team, what you're looking for is, in the real estate example, they're not necessarily working for you. They're not on your payroll, but they're an existing business. You're developing a relationship to then be able to trust them as if they were on your team.
Plus, we sometimes add our own person to their team.
Okay.
So this is our process of finding the first round,
The core foundation.
Okay. The business has already existed. They are already controlling the properties. And then when we go through this process, we, let's say, pick 3. We don't pick only one. We pick 3.
Okay.
To work with together, like all of them together. And everyone knows we are working with 3.
Okay.
We are not hiding anything here.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we throw some little bombs. And the bombs are, I'm sharing this, but it's going to be very helpful.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you an email and say, well, John, you told me that you will send me this information by 5 o'clock this, and I haven't received it yet. And I'm lying, basically.
Okay.
Now, I want to see the reaction. The reaction could be, what are you talking about, Shahzad? Are you drunk or something,
Yeah.
Or it could be, I think it's a mistake, and maybe this is misunderstanding. Or even if I said so, I'm sorry, let me send you the information. Now, the two behaviors are totally different. So you want to see how they will react in different situations. Because at the end, when things are good, everything is happy. Everyone is happy.
Yeah.
But when things are bad, how they're going to react in that situation. So this is kind of psychological test.
And I love this. I want to pause you for a second, because everyone who's watching or listening right now, think how you could deploy this when you're looking for contractors, right? You're out there interviewing different web designers, different media buyers, all these. You could do the same. Hey, even if it's virtual, hey, I can only meet on Sunday, right? And then you could ask them something else. Okay, can you show me some of your work? And so you find ways to throw curveballs at them and see how they.
And we do it all the time. We do it with contractors. We do it people who are working at Fiverr, and we always go with 3 to 5 people together, and then we see their reaction, their working and all that, and we know who is going faster. So, typically, Fiverr, I'll give them same logo to 5 different people. And see and different pricing, anywhere from $5 to $35 or something, and see the work first of all, and their communication during that work. And then I'll say, no, I didn't like this. Purposely, I hate to do that, but this is the only way I can see their mindset. And some of them will say, well, I have already done 3 changes for you. And some will say, no problem, we'll do it. And the response is quick. But I don't accept this, okay, this could be maybe, sometimes people are in trouble, so I will give them benefit of doubt. I'll try to give them another job. So I will repeat the process 3 times. So yes, sometime you had the emergency, so you couldn't reply to me within 24 hours or so. But what about the second time?
Have you noticed though, contractors seem to have the most emergencies in their
all
life?
All the time. And deaths.
And
deaths,
internet outages, child sicknesses. I swear, don't be a contractor. Your child will be cursed. Children are always sick. Always sick. And I just laugh about it.
That's not a good thing. They do it,
but you don't know. It's the boy that cried wolf. You don't know now who to trust, when to trust. It's sad. Sometimes I'm going to be honest. At my own company, Someone calls out sick. I'm like, they're not really sick. They're lying. They went to a ball game today. Like, it's the initial gut reaction because so many people have abused it.
Yes, it's amazing.
I love it. So you're putting them through a filtering process.
So same thing we do with the contractors, like the handyman, the plumbers, the electricians. We build sets, like not just one. We build like 3 to 4 backups because contractors is amazing. Some of them, they will start off right with you, and the pricing will be good, the job will be amazing and everything. But then let's say you need to do you need to paint the same room and like patch up the drywall, this and that, and the price. This house is amazing. If you go second, third, fourth house, the price sometimes doubles.
Yeah.
You see what that, and same guy.
Unfortunately.
And within 6-8 months period, time spent. So that's what we do with the contractors too. We set up meetings with them, and then we ask them, what are you doing? And if they are good, they must be always working. They must be doing jobs and everything. So we go see what they are doing, how they're doing. We ask for references. That's very important, because few contractors they gave out references gladly, thinking that we will not call them, right? So, but we call them, and one lady said, never deal with this guy again. Man, this guy is a crook. She said he took my money, he never finished the job. So you don't want.
It's amazing how many people don't call references. So I remember once I was hiring someone, very high level position, VP for the company. And he gave me a few references. We always call references, especially for that high of a position. Are you kidding me? We drill down. I do an hour-long interview with the reference if I can. I call the reference. For VPs, it's going to be me personally. So I call the reference. The reason I call. I say, this is so-and-so. I'm calling in regards to. I say the name. And I said, he has you as reference. First response, who? I said, oh, well, we're going in a wrong direction already. And I said, so-and-so. Oh. Huh. I'm surprised he has me as a reference.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Why? I haven't talked to him or worked with him in over 10 years.
Wow.
So that's sad. This person didn't have anyone better in the last 10 years. You're applying for a VP position at my company.
He should have even informed the person.
Yeah. So the person had no idea. That's the best part. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're applying for a 6-figure job. This person has no idea. So now I started asking questions, and the guy kept saying, listen, I really don't know. I never worked with him in that capacity. So he's applying for a VP position. When he was here, he was assistant director. He didn't handle that kind of responsibility. Can I speak to that? Now, it's illegal to give a bad reference to a past employee. It's actually illegal in the United States. You can get in big trouble, but you can give honest, I don't know answers. This guy's it was the worst reference check ever. But it saved me so much pain and headache. Just one phone call. Best 15 minutes of my life for that position. So I love it. So you do these. You don't just ask questions in an interview. You test. You hit the field.
It's must.
Little tests like that, and over time you end up building people you trust. And then even for that, you said you build backups.
Yes.
So you have
a backup of backup.
So let me ask you this now: the key part of your real estate, and then we're going to switch over to Shopify. But the key part of your real estate business, I would say, contractors is fine, property management is fine. Although these are very important parts, obviously.
Yes. Yeah.
Finding real estate. Now, you don't live in Ohio, but you have a lot of deals in Ohio. You live in Toronto, so you must have someone on the ground over there finding properties for you.
Yes.
That's the key person. That's trust in that person. Because they find something, you have to trust that they won't swipe it. You have to trust they won't sell it to somebody else.
Yes.
So how do you find that person? Who's that?
So we have, like I said, not one, more than one. So because with time, you build connections, network. And so the question is that you have to be worried about swiping the deals and not even they're selling to somebody else because it's at the end of the game they need money, right?
Yeah.
Whoever gives them more money, they will sell to them.
Yep.
And so how you build the relationship, trust, is very important. And now we have been working together for almost a year. So you have to create this trust in each other.
But what kind of person is it? Is it the property managers? Are they bringing the deals to you, or is there a certain type of person?
We call them bird dogs.
Bird dogs. Okay,
yes.
I love that.
So they.
But do you go to Google and type in Ohio bird dog?
No.
How do you find a bird dog?
This one you come through relations, connections.
Okay.
And
so the property managers, I'm sure they know some people.
Sometimes you see,
not a lot.
It's contractors sometimes bring because they go to work and they're fixing the roof. Well, the owner said, well, I want to sell this home and I'm in trouble. And contractor called us, man, this guy
right away
wants to
he'll
sell,
call
right?
us.
So these contractors are our eyes. I mean, really, and sometimes they just go to the street and see that one house has a big grass or something, or shingled or off, they will just call us, I think this house is in trouble. So we'll say, okay, go and ask the guy.
Yeah.
I'm typing in Maryland bird dog. I just want to see what comes
You
up.
never know.
You never know. There might be.
Well, we'll learn something if you.
Retriever dog training permit. I got Mason Dixon Game Outfitters. It's all dog training. Literally training like hunting dogs. That's what it is. Okay, so do not go type in your city's name in bird dog.
Yes.
You will not
So,
find
you find hunting. So this is what it is. Happens.
Okay.
We have through connections.
This
through
is a complete relationship building effort.
It's a relationship.
Okay, so let's team building. You answered my question. I was hoping there was so if you have a done for you button on Teams, I will buy. By the way, because that's the hardest part.
It is.
I think you have the right team. You can build any business.
And this is the reason not everyone is willing to do this work.
Yeah, because this is a lot of work.
And Anik, we didn't mention this. We haven't bought a single property so far which Rinay or I haven't seen personally.
Okay.
Number one.
That's a big
Number two, we haven't trusted 100% on our contractors and management company. We randomly go there
And check.
even though it's been years, everything is good, but we don't want to leave something on 100% on them. Now, between property management and contractors and us, we have sometimes one or two people who are reporting to us.
Okay.
And they sometimes go randomly check and come back and all. So we have like made a total system where it's like a spy on a spy kind of thing. It's not a spy, it's protection of our investors' hard-earned money.
Yeah.
That's a big responsibility we have.
So let's pivot. Let's talk about a different kind of team. Okay. So I'm going to actually say let's go to round number 5, and then this we'll talk about two different things. We'll talk about Shopify and we'll talk about team building a little bit more because I'm really enjoying this. And I want to summarize this last round. I want everyone to understand something. Everyone wants a good team, myself included. No one wants to put in the work it takes to get to a good team. Because first of all, just the hunting process, like you just said, it's intense. No wonder you are having great property manager companies because of the process you're going through to find one.
Yeah.
You're not just going and dealing with one. You're taking weeks of interviewing and
testing.
testing
Yeah.
and you've got psychological tests going on and all this stuff happening. And listen, if you want a good team, I think it's a great lesson learned. I think you need to be willing to put that effort in. And so that was something I really want everyone to walk away with and understand that also the second piece, this is the hardest piece, is relationship building. Relationship building needs time. Time is an entrepreneur's most valuable asset, and it's stressful and it's pressure, and you have to be a good people person.
Yeah.
But the more you do it, the more people like you, the more business they bring you because they just choose to bring it to you. Right?
Network is your net worth, right?
Yeah.
We always talk about it.
Very true.
Networking is the biggest thing you can do to your business.
So let's go to round number 5. All right, round number 5, merging. On Shopify, what you told me yesterday is that we now have a service done for you. You come, cut us a check, we build your store, we find your products, we find good products, profitable products, we launch your ads, we run your ads, we send you a check. And I thought, man, that sounds...
Actually, we won't send you a check. The money is coming to your account
money
directly.
comes exactly. So actually, it comes directly from the transaction.
Yeah.
So you're getting cash flow immediately, instantly,
Yes.
daily,
Yes.
regularly.
Yeah.
And you take responsibility of making sure it's profitable. Everything is legitimately set up. And the first thing I thought to myself is, what the heck did you build this team? Now, this is a different kind of team.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you build a team that can do this? This team needs to understand web development, store development, product selection, Facebook ads, image creation. I mean, you got all kinds of talent sets here. So this is directly going to impact my business. However you did define this team, I could do here to find Lurn's team.
So there are things people know already, but again, hard work involved, and sometimes people don't want to be part of that hard work, right? And then there will be failures for sure, just like any other business. The way we did it, I'm going to tell you exactly the way I did it. Whether people believe it or not, that's how we did it. I came here to your Lurn Masters. I was here for something else, but then I learned there's a thing called Shopify. Yeah? And there's a stores, and you can have training, this and that. And then I bought Zero Up. Zero Up is your program, right? But just like any other program, if I don't put my work, attention, energy, resources, nothing will work.
Yes.
I don't have time for that. I am doing on a bigger thing, but I want to make it work. Why? Not that I want to go into online business, not that I love online business, whatever the case is. But our mission of our company is to educate and provide opportunities to 5 million people so they can be financially free. That's our mission. In order to help 5 million people, real estate was not working for everyone because you need a certain amount to start with. If you don't have that amount, you can't work. So I was looking for a solution where I can bring something cheaper so they can start making money. And if they want to invest in real estate later on, they can do it. Otherwise, they just continue making money. The problem is still the same. Everyone wants money. They want to do the work. So we said, okay, so what we should do? Well, if you take the same model, which is DFI, done for you model from real estate, and if we do it this way, the Shopify, this will work.
Yeah.
Now, who is going to do it? So one other thing, well, I cannot do it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Find a
I don't
team.
even know how to run a Facebook ad and where to go to check your Facebook ad or something. I have no clue. So what I did, and this is, as I said, is completely truth. I just went to Kijiji.
What's that?
Kijiji. I don't know if you have Kijiji or not. Kijiji.
It's similar to Craigslist.
Craigslist.
K-I-J-I.
Ji.
So it's like a Craigslist.
It's like
Yeah.
Craigslist, right?
Okay.
And I typed in Shopify store something, right?
Okay.
And then a lot of people came, they claimed that they will make Shopify stores. So I took all those numbers, made a list,
We
similar
interviewed them.
thing.
Yeah.
I called them. Hey, do you make a Shopify store? Yeah. Okay, so what else you will do? Well, I'll create your Shopify store. I'll do this. So would you run the ads or something?
No.
Well, no. Okay, no. So I went through the whole process, and then 2 or 3 people said,
You
"Look,
yourself, no assistant.
no, I'll do
you
myself.
did.
I'll do myself because I don't want to leave at least this initial part to someone else.
And what about you, Renee? You don't like doing all this? This is Shahzad's territory.
He's
This
in a
is-
different
there
mode.
was a-
Okay.
Yeah, he's in a different mode. This is my job.
Got
This
it.
is my
got
job,
it.
right?
This is your thing.
So, and then I got 2 or 3 people. In fact, he didn't know at that point that I'm doing this.
Okay.
He didn't know. He didn't know.
Yeah, I
right?
was in Florida at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, when he was
Huh?
there.
So I did that, and when he came back, I said, we need to meet 2 or 3 people actually. We need to go and talk to them. So one of the persons said, I will run the Facebook ad, but I will not take the responsibility of making sales. I said, okay, I can find anyone to run the Facebook ad. That's not a big deal,
Not
right?
take responsibility.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's amazing.
And these are all local people now.
These are all local.
Okay,
people.
so
These are
no
local.
virtual. You got to be able to meet them,
No,
talk to them, see them.
this is big.
Okay.
I mean, I cannot have virtual people for
Okay.
this, right?
Got it.
So then 2 people said, we'll do everything for you. So that's okay. Where is your office? I want to come and meet with you. So he said,
They don't have an office.
They don't have an office. You come from home.
They're freelancers, right? So,
So I said,
Yeah.
so one person said, I work from home. My office is in the basement. And the one said, okay, come to this building. He gave the office address, right? So I went there. So this was the office which you can rent, right? On hourly basis.
it's
And it's like a
Regis-
business
Regis-
center.
business
So
center.
he took the boardroom and we went through the information. Okay, so he said, we'll do this, this is our package. I said, okay. So we need 1 store from you. So he said, create 1 store for us. And if this work will bring more business to you. Now, this sentence, what I said, is very common everywhere. I mean, give me some discount so I'll have a lot of business for you, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
people don't believe that anymore.
We didn't
right?
ask for discount.
But we didn't
said-
ask for discount,
we
but he
said
said,
it-
do this one first, will bring more business to you.
Okay.
And this was a test, right? And obviously that was one of the guys. So basically, we said, okay, here's the money, go build a store and everything. And then we met after 3 weeks or so. We were in touch over the phone and everything. And then 3 weeks, then he showed what he has done and everything. So we met with him and everything. And then there was few changes obviously we didn't like and everything. And we said, okay, this is what we need to do. And he was good. And meantime, then there was another guy we found. Then he started doing the same thing, same process.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had to pay 2 people. But in the process,
Yeah.
going to the second guy, we found he was not, basically, like you said, someone tells you something 1 month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and then today is changed.
Yeah.
right? And then this was a pattern we noticed, continuous. This whatever he will say,
Yeah.
it will change.
He won't deliver.
He won't deliver.
Yeah.
So great guy. but
And we
young
are
guy.
throwing those bombs, little bombs,
and
purposely.
And we
Yeah.
said change this. Okay, we don't like this, whatever. And this
Little things like you had said you would change this by 5
Yeah,
p.m.
you
today.
didn't
you
do
didn't
this.
do it.
And what kind of theme you have selected? Even though we have selected that. I mean, the guy may say, "Well, you were the one who selected this." I said, "What kind of theme? This looks ugly." And the guy said, "Okay, no problem. If you want to change, I will change it."
That
Right?
guy is listening right now going, what the?
I mean, really. I mean, we love these people now, obviously, but that was the process.
No,
we went
it's
through.
smart. I like it.
And
Yeah.
then we started running ads. So products, trending products, we have to choose and everything. So at that time we got involved and we helped. And then obviously there was a lot. One time we had to rebuild the store again. We said we don't like it.
Yeah, we said we don't like it. We need to do from
And
scratch.
the second guy was gone because he was gone at the time. That's okay. So you have to pay to learn, right? Yeah.
So this takes a lot of patience.
It
Oh,
does.
yeah, it
It
does.
does.
Just how long did it take you to finally find the guy that you're like, okay, this is going to be my guy. This is the guy we're going to build stores with.
The trust. I'm not talking about finding the guy and went through the whole process. The trust took almost 8 months.
What about finding the guy?
Finding it took me 3 months.
3 months. Yeah.
So we're talking, this is 11-month process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we say, so I titled I titled the episode now.
Oh, you
While we
did?
were talking. I titled it's so far. Well, maybe it changes by the time it comes out, but for now, it's how to build amazing autonomous teams and build turnkey cash flow businesses.
Yeah. So if we are building a multi-million-dollar business, 11 months is
Is
okay.
nothing, right?
Yeah.
I was just going to say that there's autonomous team that builds turnkey cash flow businesses. If you take 11 months to find someone who you will be able to profit from for 11 years or 22 years or 33 years, 44 years, it's a great investment. But you're right, most people will never put that time in. They're
Well,
too lazy.
No.
Yeah.
They're too lazy and patience, like you said.
Yeah.
You have to be patient. And a lot of people we meet, even we have a lot of realtors, real estate. We train a lot of real estate agents, mortgage agents, life insurance agents, and they want to do something, but they said they don't have the patience.
Yeah.
If you don't put the time in
Yeah.
something,
Makes sense.
then 1 year, 2 years down the road, you look back, you said, I wish I had done this.
You know, and this is why, for example, in my case, right now I don't have the patience and I don't have the time. I physically don't have enough hours in the day to go out driving around looking at properties, fly to Ohio, fly to Florida, fly to wherever the deals are. But I want to do it and I want to learn and I want to look for properties. Eventually, I think I'll have a lot of fun doing it. But instead of using that as an excuse to hold off and wait, I was able to talk to you and I thought, okay, if I do the turnkey real estate, of course, I didn't go through the process of finding it, but at least I'll learn something. Just in the conversations we've had, I've learned so much where I'm asking questions and learning. So it starts the learning process. There's no better way to learn than to put your money where your mouth is. You got to start doing to learn. And so then I'll start learning. Maybe I'll get into a couple properties. I'll learn more. And eventually the day may come where I will be ready to look for properties.
Absolutely.
But then I'll have learned so much, right? And I didn't waste so many years. And even in this example, it's okay if someone doesn't have the time and doesn't want to build this amazing team and doesn't want to do all the work. It's fine. But the point I want to make, everybody, is if you want an amazing, because we hear a lot of people, right? Even I complain about, I want better team members. I want great team members. Every entrepreneur says, if I just had the right team members. But no one ever says, if I just put in enough work to find the right team members.
Yeah.
So the thing I will say is this. It's okay to not have the time. It's okay to not do what Shahzad and Rinay have just said. But then find another solution. And for example, here, if you really want a Shopify store, let them do it for you. They put the time, energy, and effort in, but then they deserve to also profit from that, right? So that they make some money. It's only fair. And actually, you want them to make money. The more money they make, the more they can serve our lazy butts who don't want to do the hard work. So it's very brilliant. I love it. So I love the process you use just to search for the team members. You know, how thorough you are. You get a whole list. You start talking to everyone on the list and you're crossing them off as you go. One wrong answer, off the list. No exceptions, no budging. One wrong answer, off the list. On to the next you go. Don't have scarcity mindset. The right person is there. Then interview them, meet them. Again, one wrong answer, one bad gut feeling from Rinay, out the door they go. They're not. Check if they have an office. And I love that because if you were going to go with a contractor, someone who has an office is just a different mindset.
Yep.
They're just that much more serious about their business.
It's just skin in the game.
Yeah, skin in the
They're
game.
skin in the
There's
game. And right now we're going to Ohio, and we also have a few 5 interviews set up.
Yeah.
Got it.
So we.
So
we,
even though you have great teams, keep building teams.
We keep building.
Keep building
We never
teams.
stop.
because especially
So-
with contractors and stuff, they fall off sometimes.
Yeah,
because here's the thing: our investors, they rely on us to make their ROI.
yeah.
So we are very, very careful with that. We are very picky with that.
Yeah.
Because if cost of renovations goes up, like let's
The
say
profit goes down.
profit goes down. Let's say a
Yeah.
tenant in every home, tenant will come and then after 1 year they will leave.
Yeah.
Sometimes after 8 months, sometimes after 2 years. So you need to fresh up the home, paint, whatever. If there's carpet change, whatever you need to do to get to the new tenant. So we want make sure less cost
Yeah.
for the investors will make the ROI higher, right? So
No, that's amazing. I love everything. So basically, the search process, the interview process, I love the throw curveballs, tell them things that they never agreed to. That's slick. That is slick. I mean, I've never done that. Once I'm gonna do it. Oh shoot! Now it's on the podcast. So if I get a listener, I've had to throw a I don't know what you're doing. Anyways, we're only talking to entrepreneurs. Most people probably who apply to be an employee may not listen. But what a great technique! What a great and you know, if you're gonna partner with someone and be a business partner, I love that the trick you gave. Is travel with them. Find a reason to go to an event or something and travel and see who they're really like. Business partnerships, I'll tell you, getting someone as a contractor, getting someone as an employee is one thing. Business partnership is a whole another ballgame. If you have to take 2 years of getting to know each other, it's well worth the investment, because if it doesn't work out well, oh my God. You know, we had our lawyer on the show, and who was talking about all the disastrous things that come with partnerships and all the things that he makes his clients go through before a partnership is established. Anyways, it's been so many golden nuggets on this episode. It has been brilliant. Thank you so much.
I wanna have one more tip.
Yes, please.
Because really, we have got so much information. Once you find a good team or person, never leave them.
I like that.
You need to do whatever it takes to keep them. If they are going through some financial trouble, give them the money, support them. If they want some money for their business, for equipment, for softwares, for even people, help them. So, and the reason we are saying we have done the same thing with our virtual team back homes. I mean, the lady is going through some trouble, financial trouble. Her mother is severely sick, and she had gone through a surgery, and she hadn't worked enough for the payment or something. But we said, no problem. How much money do you need? We'll send. We'll take care of the adjustment and everything. But that's secondary. The primary thing is when her mother is healthy, the surgery took place. Everything is fine. Her mind is completely satisfied. She can concentrate on work. Okay, so
She'll never leave you then.
yeah, she will never leave, right?
Loyalty.
And the words, the messages she sent us is just hard. Like you feel really good, right?
So I want to warn everyone though on one side, because I have done this, and there is a possible side where you get bit also.
But that's after when you build the trust and everything.
Okay, but even then, I've had where it went south, where I gave and people ran away with it. The point I want to make is the reason I've still not changed that about myself is because for every 15 to 20 people you do this for, after the trust has been built, you've established quite the rapport, maybe one, maybe two will do that. But the rest that don't do it far overvalue the ones that did do it. So it's no reason for the one or two that might do it, no reason not to do it for the other 13, 14,
Absolutely.
15.
I completely agree.
That was a big part for me, because I have, the stories I could write are massive. For people that I had established massive trust for, I found out the whole time they were just in back, stabbing me, right? But never let that change my character. I've gotten wiser, I've gotten smarter. Like I said, I test relationships. I don't dive in just because I feel like someone said the right things. But once I'm in, once I establish a relationship and trust with someone, then I'm in. They're in. They're family. They're friends. It's a different road.
Exactly. So we did the same thing with our virtual team. We did the same thing with our Ohio team. We got them softwares. We trained them. Literally, I trained them with the team and say, here's the paper. We need to do this. I made processes for them actually, because I want to keep them. And then we did the same thing with our Shopify team. We are basically going big with our their office space. We want to have more employees with them. We are injecting our money
to get this up.
to
To
get
this
thing.
person's operation.
Yes,
So
yes,
that he can support you more.
exactly.
And now where's he going to go now? He's tied in, right? So
Yeah.
he's going to work with you. Okay, if someone wants to talk to you about building a Shopify store for them, completely turnkey, this is really cool. And by the way, I endorse it because I'm going to be doing it with them. We talked about it yesterday. The Shopify thing baffles me. I haven't built a store yet, but everybody's talking about it. Shopify. Fred never shuts up about it. So I was like, now what I want to do, here's my secret thing I want to do. I want to build a Shopify store with you guys. I want to grow it bigger than Fred's. And then I want to go nanny boo boo him. And surprise him. I want to surprise him. I want him to. I want to be like, I'm a bigger Shopify guru than you now.
I hope Fred is not listening to this.
Fred doesn't listen to me. Fred never listens to anything I say. He's not listening.
But
to
the
my
best
podcast.
part is it's going to impact a lot of families.
Yeah.
And a lot
How
of
can
people.
people go? Where can they go? To talk
So
to
they
you?
can basically
Call
two
our
ways.
office.
Either they call us at 416-845-3366 or email us at support@elitetrainingpros.com. So it's support@elite trainingpros.com.
That's awesome.
I think anyone who want to contact us, if they put in subject line with Anik Singal,
Yeah.
that would be great. Actually.
Just put my name in the
Yeah.
subject line, and you'll immediately get an 80% discount.
There you go. Yeah, and team is the biggest thing, biggest challenge everyone has.
Yeah, it's a
And-
big challenge.
And we continue on evolving around it. It's you never have the
we have made
perfect
mistakes. We have made mistakes.
You do make mistakes, and there will be people, like you said, will come
yeah.
to bite you like sometimes, and
Yeah.
it happens. But you gotta move on. As a
You
fighting
know,
entrepreneur, that's what you gotta do.
Yeah,
Keep
I've
moving.
I tell everyone this. I've been ripped off more times than I can say. One person did it so badly from India, this guy. So badly that it was in my worst of worst days. And it was just took me for a ride. He got his, though. I was able to get, it came out to the public and everything. Here's the deal. He was just one of many. I probably have someone right now in the middle of a scheme.
Yeah.
All right? Right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
The thing, though, is not a single one of them are standing next to me.
There you
I
go.
have far surpassed every single one of them in my success, and I still have lots of money. I live in my dream home, married to my dream woman. I drive my dream cars. I take my dream vacations. I travel first class where I want to go. I have a Lurn center that's beautiful. I have a great team. I have great business partners. So I still came out over on top.
There you go.
And that's what people have to remember. It is not the battle that counts, it's the war.
Yep.
So
You want to win the war. You don't want to win the battle necessarily. It's been absolutely amazing having you guys here.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having
so
us.
much. It's just been, we're going to have you back for sure.
Great.
We're going to talk about more topics. We're going to talk about real estate. Guys, remember elitetrainingpros.com. If you want to invest with them in their Shopify store where they will build it with you, for you completely, 416-845-3366. Call them. Make sure if you send them an email to support@elitetrainingpros.com, put my name or put the Fighting Entrepreneur or something into the subject line. It makes the email get open quicker. That's probably about all, but that's worth a lot, all right? And of course, if you're listening, come on. What are you doing? Have you not signed up at Lurn.com, LURN.com? We're going to put 10 million entrepreneurs from all over the world into our training center, into our entire community. Are you going to be part of the movement, or are you going to be sitting by watching? There's free courses in there. There's paid courses in there. We do a lot of cool community things. We've got great features coming out. 10 million people are going to be in there. We're at 261,000 right now. We're climbing every day all over the world. So get in there right now. And of course, remember, if you're listening to us on, or if you're watching us on YouTube, come on, leave a comment. Tell Shahzad and Rinay what you thought. Give them a big thumbs up. Thank them. They flew in from Canada just to be able to do this for you. Take their time. Leave them comments. And I'm sure they'll read them. I'm sure they'll reply. And of course, make sure you click subscribe, click thumbs up, click the bell icon. If you're on iTunes, please, ladies and gentlemen, go to our iTunes listing and leave us a positive review, 5-star review. It helps us get the Fighting Entrepreneur out to more and more parts of the world. Having said all of that, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I hope you go out there and fight for your dreams. I hope you make everything happen. As I always say, when life pushes you, stand straight, smile, and push it the heck back. Till next time, Fighting Entrepreneurs, go out there, kick some butt.
Thanks for listening to The Fighting Entrepreneur with your host, Anik Singal.